Hey Bulldog fans, welcome into this week's edition of the Student Athlete Spotlight presented by Coca-Cola. I'm John McAfoose. Today I'm joined by Timberlyn Shurbutt on the Samford softball team. Timberlyn, I appreciate you making some time.
Thanks for having me.
Well, it's been a great season for you guys so far. We're going to touch more on that momentarily, but I'd like to start just by talking about the coaching change coming into the year. That can be an interesting change for someone that's been in the program for a while, like yourself. It's your last year of eligibility. What was your initial reaction when Kimball Cassidy was hired, and what's it been like to play for her and her staff?
I was excited for new coaches. It's a weird change playing for new coaches. But I transferred from NC State, so having new coaches was kind of like a norm for me. But she pushes us every day to be our best. She doesn't let us take a second off at practice. But yeah, she's tough, but I think she makes us better every day. So.
What was your initial conversation with her like? She told us that you were the first person to reach out to her.
Yeah, I was just excited. I mean, I was ready for my 5th year, and I didn't really know what to expect for it, but I mean, I love the game, and so I was excited. So I reached out to her, and I just was like, I'm excited for you to be here, and I'm excited to get ready and, start, so.
Talk a little bit about the emphasis that your team puts on defense. I think we've kind of become accustomed to you making just about every play at third base, but the entire infield has really played really well defensively, and even the outfield now we saw Ansley Yantis make a running catch running into the wall this past weekend. We saw Michaela Cothran make a catch over the wall. Really, everyone in the field has played outstanding defense. How much pride do you guys put on that side of the ball?
I mean, defense is something that we work on all the time at practice. Coach Cassidy is like hard on our infielders, and Coach Jeff works our outfielders. But I mean, that's just something, you've always heard the saying, defense wins ball games, and I think that we really focus on that. And yeah, like Ansley making that play in the outfield, she's new in the outfield, and so seeing somebody like that make a play like that just is like, it's awesome. And Michaela's doing great, and Amanda's great in the outfield. And our infield, I mean, we work really, really hard, and so seeing us make the plays that we work on at practice is just like very rewarding. And we just work really hard on defense. So.
We got to talk about the pitching as well. Of course, it's been a big story of this season. I know you're down to only 2 pitchers. Jordan Walters is out, but those 2 pitchers, Mackenzie Newcomb and Jordan Partain, both freshmen, and both have been pitching outstanding all year. Newcomb's got a chance really to be the SoCon Pitcher of the Year. Partain's gotten better and better as the year has gone on. What's it been like to play behind those 2?
I mean, they're awesome. It's just so refreshing to see new players come in, and especially the 2 freshmen being in control. And they do take control. Like, there's not a second that you look out there and like you think that they're scared, and they just, they're lights out. I don't think they realize how good they are, and so I'm just really excited to see, how they're gonna play in the years to come. But as a third baseman, having a pitcher that's gonna hit their spots and that's gonna spin the ball, it's different when a pitcher's just hitting the corners inside and outside, but when they're spinning the ball and not letting the batters barrel the ball up, it's a whole different ball game, and it just makes our job as infielders and outfielders easier. And so I just think they're just awesome, and I love them. I love playing behind them. I'm very confident with them.
You guys are 11-1 in SoCon play now. When did you start to get a feeling that maybe this team could have a pretty special season?
At the beginning, like even in the fall, I saw how much talent we had, and I knew that we could be good, but I think it was probably after playing Kennesaw State, those 4 wins, it's hard to beat any team 4 times in a row. And so I think that's kind of when everything clicked for us, and I think that's when we realized how good we could be. And we've been up and down all year, so I think that's where we made it known, that's how good we can be. And so, I would say after Kennesaw State, that's where I realized how good we could be.
You guys have a big series at ETSU this weekend, and then a really big series at home next weekend against UNCG. Do you feel like this team is kind of hitting its peak at the right time?
Yeah, so I think that's super important for a team to not peak too early and not peak too late. And I think that, I think we're peaking right on time. But it's not like we started off really, really terrible. We're peaking, but we've always been a pretty stout team. So, yeah, I'm excited.
I know you probably don't want to look too far ahead, but that UNCG series next weekend probably going to determine the regular season champion in the SoCon. Have you allowed yourself to think about, playing for a regular season title at home?
Yeah, I've been here 3 years, and I don't think we've ever really played here for a regular season title, but I'm excited. I'm glad that they're coming here and we don't have to go there. They're going to be on our turf, so I'm excited for that.
All right, Timberlyn, we're going to end with some rapid fire questions, some about you and then some about your teammates.
Okay.
All right, favorite thing about Samford?
The people.
If you played another sport, what would it be?
Basketball.
Did you play basketball?
I did.
Okay. Favorite hobbies outside of softball?
Sleeping. I don't know.
What's the last TV show you binge watched?
Love Island.
Favorite and least favorite road trip in the SoCon?
Favorite, what's the closest? Chat? Yeah, Chat's probably my favorite. And then worst is UNCG for sure.
What's on your pregame playlist?
Oh Lord, bunch of rap. I can't tell you like a specific song. Bunch of rap though.
All right, we're gonna move on to your teammates. Funniest teammate?
Gwenny.
Who's the biggest trash talker?
Sarah. That was easy.
Really? Yeah. That's interesting. Okay. Most sarcastic?
Colby.
Most likely to be famous?
Mary Catherine.
Who spends the most time on social media?
Probably me.
Best overall athlete?
Best overall athlete. Probably Mary Catherine.
Most likely to become a coach?
Merritt.
Okay. Timberlyn, appreciate your time as always. Looking forward to your road series this weekend, then of course your last home series against UNCG next weekend.
Thank you so much.
It's third baseman on the Samford softball team, Timberlyn Shurbutt. I'm John McAfoose. That'll do it for this edition of the Student Athlete Spotlight presented by Coca-Cola.